Last time on Pokeball Z. The first expedition beyond the walls. Casual destruction of the space-time continuum. And whatever this was. Hello, and welcome back to Green Glitches. After a harrowing shonen anime battle with a Zubat, we are back in the overworld and free to continue our adventure. If you're new to the channel, this is part 5 in an ongoing series exploring the devastating consequences of pressing B in a menu in Japanese Pokemon Green. In particular, part 3 explains how we opened a pocket dimension and obtained the ability to wall walk with Shadow Clone, both glitches which we will be taking full advantage of in this episode. If you're a Rotom fan of the content, consider setting up a sub. It's 25% of your health in-game, but free on YouTube. What a deal! What have you got to lose, other than about 15 minutes of your finite lifespan listening to my turbo weeb rambling? You can also join my Discord, The Cellar, link in the description. Enough with the preamble, is what I would say, but first, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor for this video, Raid Bug Sprays. Pokemon Green might be riddled with bugs, but your home doesn't have to be, with the Raid family of products. Alright, let's get started, for real this time. What's on the docket today? Well, how about we actually do what the game tells us to and try to become a Pokemon Master? Crazy, I know. To become a Pokemon Master, you gotta do 2 things. You have to become the Pokemon League champion, and you gotta catch them all. Although I guess nowadays it's more like gotta catch about half of them, with some more in paid DLC, but still not all of them. Where is my boy Numel? But who cares about issues with modern Pokemon? We're here for issues with 25-year-old Pokemon, right? On my quest to catch them all, I've pulled infinite Master Balls from my pocket dimension, so I don't even break a sweat catching a veritable army of Rattata and Pidgey. About 30 of them to be precise, with no signs of slowing down. Huh? What do you mean that's not what catch 'em all means? I'm supposed to catch different Pokemon? Yeah, sure thing, internet rando. Why would I listen to your advice when I could listen to the advice of this drunk old dude? Seriously, in the original Japanese, he was blackout drunk, not just low on caffeine. Different culture, man. The old man catching tutorial is used in some spicy glitches in the US release, so of course he's a key character in some of this version's glitches as well. Accepting his wisdom begins... Glitch number 23. How many times do you have to teach me this lesson, old man? Our grizzled old sensei is accosted by a wild Weedle. Oh no! He's about to show us whippersnappers how they caught Pokemon back in his day, but what's this? An error message? You cannot catch any new Pokemon while your box is full. You cannot catch any new Pokemon while your box is full. You cannot catch any new Pokemon while your box is full. What's going on here? Back in Gen 1 and 2, your active PC box actually mattered. If it was full, say if you caught 30 Rattata and Pidgey, you'd have to go to the Pokemon Center and manually change to a new box, enduring several menus and a save in the process. Real tedious stuff. It looks like the old man catching tutorial actually uses your active box, so if that box is full, like it is here, then he'll live out the rest of his days trapped in an endless loop, attempting to throw a Pokeball before an error message tells him that he cannot. Boomers defeated by technology once again. Forget about catching them all. We're already in Viridian City, so let's head to the Pokemon League and become champion. Our current party is a Mew, level 20-something Charmeleon, and a Pikachu. It's a level 100 Pikachu, but still, it's a Pikachu. It's trash. We're not exactly going to be claiming the title of champion through our prowess in battle, I'll tell you that much. In Gen 1, the approach to Victory Road has you pass through this gauntlet of security guards, each of whom will check to make sure you possess one of the 8 badges. This first guard checks for the Boulder Badge. Since this is the only badge we actually have, we could just walk through, but that's no fun. Let's sneak by with Shadow Clone. Hee. Guard number 2, though, isn't playing games.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
You can turn yourself invisible, split yourself into multiple clones, including a few Pokemon, and he still wants to see that Cascade badge. There is no way to sneak past this guy with Shadow Clone, which leaves us with 2 choices. We either defeat Misty and the rest of the gym leaders, proving that we have the grit and dedication to challenge the league, or we cheat, which is obviously what we're gonna do. Come on, it's part 5, you already knew that was the plan. There is one caveat to my scheme. Unfortunately, it only works if you have no badges. That's right, in order to get all the badges, you must first have 0 badges. Welcome to Gen 1. Since I've beaten Brock on this file, I start a new save and replay up to this point, but without beating Brock. You win this round, Onyx. Don't get used to it. Now that we have 0 badges, we can open our pocket dimension and scroll down to item number 26, Great Balls, which we have 0 of. However, much like how item 31 corresponds to our overworld coordinate, item 26 maps to our badge count. It says 0, but what happens when you subtract 1 from 0? That's right, you get 255. So if you check our trainer profile, well, would you look at that? We're now a veteran trainer, fully authorized to take on the Pokemon League. We blaze past a few more guards, stunned by our impeccable qualifications. And if you think this puddle is gonna stop us, you'd be right, because we can't actually surf. You'd think that if you could walk through walls, that walking on water would be trivial, but no. We're looking at JP tricks, and that would be a JC exclusive trick. Fun fact, good old Jesus is apparently buried in a tiny village in northern Japan. This is not a bit, this is a real place you can go visit in Aomori Prefecture, a few hours from where I used to teach English. You've all been bamboozled. He didn't faint for your sins, he got away safely and fled to glorious Japan. What a weeb. Well, without JC's cheat codes, what are we supposed to do? We could try digging through our pocket dimension for a solution. How about question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark? Looks like not even the developers knew what to expect from this. By golly, would you look at that? It's an item that allows us to surf, over 2 decades before Game Freak came to their senses and officially implemented such a thing. And of course, they didn't even call it surf. I could be wrong on this, but I believe the question mark item was intended to be a surfboard before it was scrapped for whatever reason. I'm not complaining. Victory Road awaits. Victory Road is intended as a final trial for would-be challengers, but when you can phase through walls, it's kind of a joke. And now, we've arrived at Indigo Plateau, the apotheosis of the Pokemon League circuit. It's been a hell of a journey. From Pallet, pretty much straight here. I guess it wasn't much of a journey at all, actually. So begins glitch number 24, the Elite Doors. Lorelei, as cold and calculating as the ice type she commands, a single ice beam could put your strongest Pokemon out of commission. Permanently. Bruno, his dedication to his training is etched into the muscle and sinew of his body. If you can't say the same, don't even bother stepping into the ring. Agatha, as she draws near the end of her mortal tenure, her ability to commune with the ghost-type forces of the afterlife only grows stronger. One wrong move, and you might find yourself trapped in a nightmare from which you'll never awaken. Lance. Not only are the dragons of legend a reality, but Lance has them at his beck and call. Do you have the strength to face the Dragon Master and live to tell the tale? Absolutely not, which is why we're gonna run away. Usually, entering the door behind Agatha forcibly walks you down this long, dramatic hallway, which then seals behind you. But with Shadow Clone, you can just phase right back over and explore the area. There's nothing here, sadly, but you can actually walk back up this staircase. Neat. Dodging the encounter with Lance isn't as straightforward as with the other 3. Literally, you can't walk straight past him, even while Shadow Cloning, or else he'll fight and probably mop the floor with you. There is a way around it, and that's to use a well-known glitch from the international versions. For whatever reason, these Rhydon statues are treated as water tiles for the purposes of fishing or surfing. Pay attention here so you don't get lost. We're gonna use question mark to surf on a statue, which will then align our back to the statue, which will allow us to Shadow Clone for the full 2-tile duration, letting us just sneak past Lance. What a great game. In a vanilla playthrough, simply entering this room forcibly walks you up to Blue and begins the encounter, which I always thought was so cheap. Not only is the Elite Four actually 5 battles, but you can't even prepare for the final and most difficult one. Well, as a consequence of skipping Lance, we still have full control in this chamber. We can use question mark to teleport behind Blue. It's nothing personnel, kid. And if we talk to him from here, he launches into his iconic anime villain speech. Yo, Mushitori. Mushitori mo kita ka. Haha, ureshii ze. ライバルのお前が弱いと張り合えないからな。俺は図鑑集めながら完璧なポケモンを探した。いろんなタイプのポケモンに勝ちまくるようなコンビネーションを探した。そして今、俺はポケモンリーグの頂点にいる。虫取り、この意味がわかるか？わかった。教えてやる。この俺様が世界で一番強いってことなんだよ。 cool story, bro. Anyway, you can just walk upwards and claim the title of champion. No battle required. Fantastic.
What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game.
Now that we're the champion, it's time to pay our adoring fans a visit. In Cerulean City, there's this house in the upper left with a lone old man inside. And normally you'd ignore him and steal the rare candy from his backyard, but I think we should take some time to talk to the peasantry. If you talk to him, he'll tell you about the different badges of Kanto, all arranged in a lovely, listed menu. Afterwards, you're free to continue with your day, content in the knowledge that you made an NPC's day a little less lonely. But wait, did you catch that? If you talk to him, he'll tell you about the different badges of Kanto, all arranged in a lovely, listed menu. Menu. Oh yeah. If it's a menu, you can use the select swap glitch on it. Glitch number 25. Universal Healthcare. For most of the badges, swapping them does nothing, but swap the Marsh badge and the Volcano badge. Then check your party roster and you'll notice that your cursor can access more than the legal 6. A lot more. This glitch sets your party size equal to the index number of the Pokemon in the second slot of your team. For us, that was Abra, whose index number is 148, so we currently have a stacked team of 148 glitched Pokemon. What is an index number? The index number of a Pokemon is a value separate from their Pokédex number, which is used to reference a Pokemon within the code. Bulbasaur might be Pokédex number 1, but index number 1 within the game is actually Rhydon, and index number 1 within your heart is Charizard. Or else. With our padded roster in tow, we head to the Pokemon Center to make sure they're all in fighting shape, and yeah, there are actually 148 of them. The animation will continue until each and every one of them is accounted for. Free of charge, of course. Imagine a system where you get the care you need regardless of cost. Only achievable in fantasy children's video games, of course. But I know what you're wondering. What happens if you actually try to enter a battle like this? And to that I say,
Stop right there!
quick disclaimer, this glitch is very fickle, and I wasn't able to recreate it exactly how I wanted entirely on my own. Just a heads up that I will be splicing in some footage from Ganahibi's original video. Please don't throw me in the YouTube gulag. I prepare for the upcoming showdown by casually catching a Mewtwo, and now, it's time for glitch number 26. Dark Blue. Approach Nugget Bridge and it looks like Blue would like a rematch. Rematch might not be the right term since we never actually defeated him to steal the title of champion. But something seems off about him and his team. Something's not quite right, and
Too soon! You have awakened me too soon!
if I could get through an episode without awakening some kind of eldritch horror, that would be great. Who knew that the spaghetti code was actually creepypasta all along? It seems that after falling from grace, Dark Blue joined the cult of the Dome and began dabbling in foul necromancy, raising his master from the dead. Luckily for us, this abomination is a husk of the Dome's true power, and we're able to dispatch it, but that doesn't mean we've won. Dark Blue's forces are relentless. When we cut down one with Swift, another takes its place, even past the legal limit of 6 Pokemon. Is this it for us? Will the Dome emerge victorious? We keep fighting, but the horde is endless. This hellish Nidoran appears to be completely invincible, soaking any and all damage. I don't know if I can go on. No. Only when a person stops fighting do they lose. As long as we continue to fight, we are not beaten. 40 turns later. Oh, I ran out of PP.
もう動いていいよ
No, wait!